Hello, I'm here at the home of Mr. Dane Rawlins down in West Sussex, and we're joined by Jane Buckham from Bailey's. Now, Dane, I know the support you get from Bailey's is hugely important to you, but it's not just about sponsorship, is it? You actually really believe in the feeding programs that they have organised for your horses. So how does that work and how's that beneficial?
Yeah, it works really well. I mean, I've always initially fed only oats and what have you and various mixes, and we got talking quite a few years ago now to Bailey's and to all of Jane's colleagues, and saying, you know, well, how are you going to make it better for me? And being a real cynic, I thought, well, yeah, everyone's going to fix this, everyone's going to fix that. But we said, okay, I'll give it a go. But I didn't want to drastically change everything. So I felt it was best to sort of add stuff in and slowly move if things work. And we had lots of other feeds before, and some were good, some were okay, what have you. But what's really been different is the difference in the condition of the horses, actually for a lot less feed.
Yeah.
And so one thing that we've had to do, particularly with Sydney recently, is cut the feed down, because we were just overdoing it. Whereas before you had to pile in so much of other stuff to get somewhere. And, you know, we'd travel. I mean, it's, as Judy Harvey said to me the other day, God, you must have some air miles now. I mean, that horse has been all over Europe. We've done about 16 internationals, you know, down in Cannes, down in the south of Spain, you name it. We've been there in the last, 18 months, really. And you need to really trust that the horses are going to be going. I'm always a bit worried about dry feeds, and, you know, you want a bit of succulent stuff, and it just seems to fit the bill, and the horses look great on that.
So, Jane, just to ask you then, what is the difference with a competition horse, or is it not as complicated as we all think?
I think it probably isn't as complicated as we all think. I think you always have to remember that they're all individuals, and the main thing as well is that they have a balanced diet. So once you've found a feed that suits, and you feed it according to the recommendations either on the bag or having talked to a nutritionist, then your horse is getting a balanced diet. And if that's working for you, that's kind of all you've got to do. But obviously some are better doers than others, so you'll choose perhaps a lower energy feed for the ones that are better doers. But the important thing is to keep the vitamins and minerals going in.
Yeah, and I think it's important to say that they can contact you. Your helpline is
Absolutely.
there. Every horse is different. And
just to comment on something else, so we had a real issue with Lady Harris's horse, who's ex-badminton, Burley horse, everything. And he got some real problems with ulcers. And so we got on top of the situation, obviously through the normal way, you go to vets and what have you. So we got that resolved, but he really wasn't doing well. So in comes Bailey's and says, but we can fix that. And there goes me saying, yeah, right, here we go. You want to see him? Absolutely phenomenal. You would not know now. And he's 18 years old now. And the difference is so huge that we almost should have done a before and after video. Because he was like a nice old horse, he was in fairly good condition, obviously been dragged down a bit with the ulcer situation. Well, you just wouldn't know it now. He looks like a 7-year-old, and it's made such a difference. Just taking, you know, the trouble is I'm moving from a generation when nobody had any advice on nutrition. I mean, the only people who'd done it before were the Russians, not even the Americans. And then we've moved into everyone's throwing nutritional advice at you. Sometimes it's, you know, how do you sort out the good from the bad?
So the message is, you're there, pick the phone up, it's free advice, it's there. And
the advice was superb. The advice was superb, and I actually think that horse would have been dead 2 years ago without getting, I really do, without getting on the field.
Quite a powerful testimony for you there, Jane.
Absolutely.
Jane, thank you very much indeed. Thank you.